John had it all. A beautiful house, a loving family, a successful career. Yet a shadow lingered in his heart, a whisper of discontent. He felt empty, unfulfilled. The trophies on his shelf seemed to mock him, symbols of achievements that brought no lasting joy. Days blurred into weeks, weeks into months, and still the emptiness remained. He went through the motions. Work consumed his hours. Evenings were spent in a haze of routine. Dinners with his family lacked the spark they once had. John felt like a fraud, smiling for the world while battling a silent storm within. One evening, staring out his window at the setting sun, a wave of sadness washed over him. He saw his reflection, a stranger staring back. Where was the vibrant, ambitious young man he used to be? When had he settled into this life of quiet desperation? That night, John couldn't sleep. He paced his room, a knot of anxiety tightening in his chest. He knew he couldn't go on like this. Something had to change. He needed to find his way back to himself, to rediscover the passion that had faded with time. The next morning, John woke up with a new resolve. He decided to take a break from work, to step away from the routine that had him trapped. He packed a bag, told his family he needed some time to himself, and set off on a road trip. He drove for hours, the open road stretching before him like a metaphor for his own uncertain future. He rolled down the windows, letting the wind whip through his hair, carrying away the weight of his worries. He didn't have a destination in mind, no itinerary to follow. For the first time in years, John felt free. He stopped at small towns along the way, each one a new experience. He ate at local diners, chatted with friendly strangers, and marveled at the simple beauty of the world around him. He hiked through forests, the scent of pine needles filling his lungs, and felt a sense of peace he had almost forgotten. As days turned into nights, John felt a shift within himself. The constant need to achieve, to acquire, began to fade. He was learning to appreciate the present moment, to find joy in the simple things. He started to realize that true happiness wasn't found in material possessions or external validation, but in something deeper, something more meaningful. John's journey took him to the coast. He rented a small cottage overlooking the ocean and spent his days exploring the rugged coastline. He watched the waves crash against the shore, mesmerized by their raw power and timeless rhythm. He felt a sense of connection to something larger than himself, a feeling he couldn't quite explain. One afternoon, while browsing a local bookstore, a book titled The Power of Purpose caught his eye. He bought it on a whim, drawn to its message of finding meaning beyond the ordinary. He spent the next few days engrossed in the book, highlighting passages that resonated with him. The book challenged him to examine his own life, to identify his values and passions. It spoke of the importance of using one's talents to make a difference in the world. John realized that he had spent years chasing success, but had never stopped to ask himself what he truly cared about. He started to think back to his childhood, to the things that brought him joy. He remembered his love for building things, for creating something out of nothing. He recalled the hours he spent volunteering at a local soup kitchen with his mother, the feeling of satisfaction he got from helping those less fortunate. One breezy morning, John stumbled upon a community garden tucked away in a quiet corner of town. He was drawn to the vibrant colors of the flowers and the sound of laughter coming from a group of people tending to the plants. He hesitantly approached the group, feeling a mix of curiosity and apprehension. An elderly man with a warm smile and twinkling eyes greeted him. "Welcome, son. You look lost. Can I help you find something?" John explained that he was new in town and was simply drawn to the beauty of the garden. The man introduced himself as Sam and invited John to join them. Over cups of herbal tea and freshly baked cookies, John shared his story with Sam. He spoke of his feelings of emptiness, his search for purpose, his desire to make a difference. Sam listened patiently, nodding understandingly. "You see, John," Sam began, his voice gentle but firm. "True happiness comes not from what we take, but from what we give. You have a good heart, a desire to help others. That's a rare and precious gift." Sam went on to explain how the community garden was more than just a place to grow vegetables. It was a sanctuary for people from all walks of life, a place to connect, to share, and to give back. He spoke of the joy he found in mentoring young people, in teaching them the value of hard work and the importance of community. John felt a spark ignite within him, a glimmer of hope he hadn't felt in years. He started volunteering at the garden, his initial awkwardness slowly giving way to a sense of belonging. He found himself drawn to the younger volunteers, eager to learn from his experience and wisdom. He shared his knowledge of carpentry, helping them build raised garden beds and repair fences. He listened to their dreams and offered encouragement and guidance. He discovered a passion for mentoring, for nurturing the next generation. Inspired by his experiences at the garden, John decided to start a blog. He called it The Second Bloom, a metaphor for his own journey of self-discovery and the transformative power of finding one's purpose later in life. He wrote about his struggles, his triumphs, and the lessons he was learning along the way. He shared stories about the people he met at the garden, their resilience, their kindness, and the positive impact they were making in the community. To his surprise, his blog resonated with people. He received messages from readers all over the world, thanking him for his honesty and vulnerability. They shared their own stories of feeling lost and unfulfilled, seeking inspiration and guidance. John realized that he wasn't alone in his struggles. He found solace and strength in connecting with others, in knowing that his words had the power to make a difference. John's blog became a platform for him to advocate for causes he cared about. He wrote about the importance of community involvement, the power of mentorship, and the need to support local businesses. He used his voice to raise awareness about food insecurity and to encourage his readers to volunteer their time and resources. He organized workshops and events, bringing people together to share their skills and passions. He partnered with local charities and nonprofit organizations, using his platform to amplify their message and expand their reach. John's efforts didn't go unnoticed. He was invited to speak at conferences and community events, sharing his story and inspiring others to find their own purpose. He became known as a beacon of hope, a testament to the transformative power of giving back. As months turned into years, John found himself busier than ever before, but it was a different kind of busy. It wasn't the frantic, soul-crushing busy of his corporate life. It was a fulfilling, heart-expanding kind of busy, driven by passion and purpose. He had found a balance between his personal life and his work in the community. He made time for his family, cherishing the moments they shared. He reconnected with his wife, their bond stronger than ever, their shared values bringing them closer together. He watched his children blossom, inspired by his example. They saw firsthand the impact their father was making in the world and were motivated to find their own ways to give back. John realized that true success wasn't measured by the size of one's bank account or the accolades one accumulated, but by the positive impact one had on the lives of others. Years later, John's hair had turned silver and wrinkles lined his face, each one a testament to a life well lived. He was no longer the restless, unfulfilled man who had set out on that road trip all those years ago. He had found his purpose, not in some grand, earth-shattering way, but in the simple act of showing up, of giving back, of making a difference in the lives of those around him. He was content. He had discovered that true happiness wasn't a destination but a journey, a continuous process of growth, connection, and contribution. He had learned that the most fulfilling legacy one could leave behind wasn't one of wealth or fame, but one of love, kindness, and inspiration. John's story is a reminder that it's never too late to find your purpose. It's a testament to the transformative power of giving back and the ripple effect that one person's actions can have on the world. His legacy lived on in the hearts of the people he touched, in the countless lives he inspired, and in the vibrant community garden that continued to flourish under the watchful eyes of a new generation of volunteers. John's journey is unique to him, but his message is universal. We all have the power to make a difference in the world. We all have gifts to share, passions to pursue, and lives to touch. The key is to find what sets your soul on fire, to identify what brings you joy and gives your life meaning. It might be through volunteering, mentoring, creative expression, or simply by being a source of love and support to those around you. The path to fulfillment is not always easy, but it's always worth taking. So take that first step, embrace the unknown, and discover the joy of living a life filled with purpose and meaning.